Hello JUNKPUNKs, it's Rich, hope you're well. Today I thought I'd just do a quick dev log on what we're doing with JP and the progress of the next update, and I just thought I'd hop straight in and show you all the current progress on a visual level anyway, without any like programming stuff at the moment. And yeah, I'll just get straight to it and just crack on and show you what we're doing. So I've come into our map, and basically for Monolith 2 we're going to be updating a huge stage of the map, all of this stuff here. This is obviously JUNKPUNK world, but without all the junk, and you can see an editor view here of everything we see as devs, and if I press the G key you can see all like the technical stuff and where all the stuff spawns. And we've created this awesome system where I can just place certain things in the world, and it's like got its own texture and it's all scripted, and I can see through it so it doesn't like cram up the world, for example. And I just textured it so I've got every single thing on there, but so I can see it empty, and that means it's not just a nightmare for me to render the whole thing. But yeah, so over here we'll have the beginnings of Monolith 2. Now this is super subject to change, so don't take this as a final monolith, but this will be kind of what the finished article looks like. We've got some polishing to do here. I've got a lot of stuff that I want to tweak and change, but for the most part I'm happy with it. I'll just go a quick pan up and you can see it all. Yeah, so Monolith 2 is a giant Biolab and Refinery like combination. The top obviously needs a lot more work. I'm going bottom to top in terms of its design. And Monolith 2 will be to change the world, a whole nother stage of the world again. And initially we put Monolith 2 over here in the ocean. After having developer meetings and stuff, we decided that doing the ocean next is probably not feasible because it's a huge amount of work, and basically I wanted to have like this awesome ocean stuff going on, but I just think at this stage in the development it's a huge amount of work to just go and make a water-based game like Subnautica level features when we're a tiny team. And I think we got more value doing this one next, and I think this will work just fine, so I think it'll be really enjoyable. But when we go in we can see we've got our NWR Biolab Refinery, and this so far is our interior design. We've got our three main chemicals, which will be essentially your next keys, which are potassium, nitrogen and phosphorus. We're using those to make the next monolith fire basically. We have a PAL interface up here, which needs a bit more polish, but we're really getting there. And just generally working on this awesome cool sci-fi room. And this will be your first interaction with PAL, like face to face, where you get to see him. Yeah, and generally this part is just easy for you to navigate and just work out what you've got to do for the next section of the game. And then we can come up here and go to the second floor, and in our second floor is where we have our biorefinery interface. And I'll just pan up here, and this is like our bottling room. This still needs a lot of work, but our bottling room will be where you see all of the chemicals and fertilizer that you're creating. It'll be coming through here like a big bottling plant, out of these exits and out of these holes, and going into new ones, going through this glass chamber and refining itself, changing color, liquids and gases going through the chambers and stuff. And it's just going to be awesome visual effect. You can start the pumping process at these terminals here. And yeah, so it's taken me ages to do all of this, create all of this massive interior, but I'm really happy with it so far. I'd probably say it's one of the better interiors in terms of sci-fi stuff that I've designed, and I think it's awesome actually. I think we've just got to keep polishing. We've got to also just make sure that all of these things are in the right place, and these are our big final containers which need a bit of tweaking, but these will be the three that you're filling up with all the different chemicals and stuff that you need to terraform the planet for its next stage. That's kind of it really. I've been doing loads of textual work and introducing new themes to NWR, like hex stuff, and just getting more of the color theme nailed, and just really liking the way the game's evolving. Yeah, so I can't wait for you guys to play it. We're putting a load of lore into the game as well, and I won't show you floor 3 yet because floor 3 is a secret, and also it's not finished. So yeah, but obviously we go all the way up here. This will be changed, all of this stuff. I want to have like a look out, and all of this needs a lot more work in here. But we've had a new modular kit that's been made, custom made obviously for our monoliths, and basically what it means is we've got all the pieces that we require in various forms, shapes and sizes that we can now do construction with. And we're using a lot of modularity with JUNKPUNK because as a small team, we obviously don't have loads of manpower, and we want to have the diversity to make loads of different styles of content without having to remodel everything all the time. So if I don't like something in particular, I can exchange a panel, exchange individual panels and change them, and just it ends up being this awesome structure, but not necessarily one model. And when we start our NWR, like Biolab Refinery, it's going to be animated, and it's going to have these awesome little like spinny animations. Obviously it won't spin like this, but if you can imagine in the middle, the origins in the middle, and it will just slowly rotate, and it will just be refining the liquids and getting them ready to pump into the ground. And for this monolith, what we're going to do is we're actually going to be feeding in from one of our 6 intakes, our NWR intakes. You're going to be able to pipe machines and goods into this monolith before triggering it. So the monolith is your ultimate structure that you'll be building into and getting ready. And you should, when you feed in all these ingredients, you should see on these screens your progress. And that's kind of the design at the moment. We've got some really awesome stuff. Obviously this is the monolith shell that you've all seen if you played it, so I'm not going to show you that sequence, but let's just say that's going to be pretty awesome when that does its thing. But that'll be a lot of special effects work to come. And yeah, there's going to be new biomes taking up all of this space, which is going to take me a good week or so to populate all of this and design all of this. But what we should be seeing is, this was phase 1 for JUNKPUNK over here. You can see it all here in this section. It goes off all the way over to there with the plastics, and kind of over to monolith 5. But basically what we should be seeing in this update is a big content update where all of this part of the map gets filled out with new stuff. I've started filling it out with bigger things already, but there'll be new items going in here that are different to the original ones. And also I would like to start putting in a little bit of like dead civilization buildings where there's maybe some storyline and stuff in there, so along your journey of transformation you can see the past civilization that's in there. But obviously it's all custom and takes a long time to make. So yeah, that's kind of it in terms of Monolith 2 anyway. What I will do though is just go over to my machine map, which is a new system that we've been building for NWR machines. And here it is. I'll just quickly load it, and I'll skip over in the edit straight to this map. Okay, so here we go. Alright, so basically what we've been doing over the last couple of months is making a modular system, like I said, with the monolith, but also for our machines. And what this means is we'll be able to create content much more faster and efficiently. For example, this is our fabricator, our NWR fabricator. Now, it's taken us a long time to build these individual parts, but it means that when we're creating machines, we don't have to just model again and again and again. We can like kit bash them together. So we've taken the time to model every individual piece of a machine rather than do it as one huge piece. What we can do now is we can almost explode view the whole model, and from that point there, we can put a new model together, and we can use these assets again in a new machine. So these assets are the same as this to some degree. There's some different ones in there, like we add more onto it, but we get so much value here because we can kit bash a new model without having to go back to the design like drawing process and say, hey, let's model this from scratch. And what this means is basically we can focus all of our energy on features and making the game better, and not so much like having hours and hours and hours upon like modeling and thinking of a new machine every time. We've also standardized our input sizes and output sizes, so it's easier, because we had a lot of player feedback where it's like, these inputs aren't easy to use, or they're not the correct sizes, etc. But when you upgrade to NWR, which will be your tier 2 machines, this will be really easy and really understandable to use. They're also much bigger, so you can see here, this is the standard leaf size. You're going to be placing way bigger machines, having way bigger construction for like a huge chemical operation basically, and there's going to be way more ways to collect resources, synthesize the resources, and put them into the monolith. And this is an older version of the monolith that I make in a different level before adding it to the larger level. I got it to a stage where I thought it's okay to take over now before I finish it off, but as you can see in this one, there's nothing in the middle. It's still work in progress. But yeah, so what I usually do from a developer perspective is I'll make it so that my level loads really quick. I don't have to load the whole game in the editor. I can make this monolith here and then take it over. But again, we've taken the time out here to make all of these modular pieces, which gives me the creative freedom to go and just put this whole environment together as how I see fit really, and just say, hey, I want this here, I want more pipes here, and we don't have to model individual sets. We can just now do this kind of stuff. So it's really paying off that we're taking the time to do these things, and I think overall it'd be really a much better player experience for you guys, because it just means that I can take my time building all these new cool machines. Like this, for example, was one that I put together, which I thought would be an awesome like smelter or synthesizer sort of thing, where something can be made in the middle, and it just works really well. I love it. We got way more modular stuff coming down the line as well, so it's not just these pieces. I know some of you might be thinking, oh, are they all going to look like they're all going to have a drum, or they all just going to have like this same thing? The answer is no. There will be way more parts that we're putting together. You can see like all these little parts here that we're adding. So I think we've got another 30, I think he said like we've got another 35 pieces coming. So this is just the beginning of the modular kit. So we've got so many awesome like little kit bash pieces coming that we're going to make all the new machines out of, and it's going to look epic. So I'm really happy with that progress as well. That's kind of it. There's obviously more programming stuff going on in the works, but what we've been doing is really developing the NWR stuff, doing the game balance, doing the environment. I've been doing a lot of terraforming of the landscape and just making it playable for players, and so it's not so like steep and cracked, because I know although the map looks awesome, there are some areas that are kind of unplayable. So really what I've been doing is just kind of flattening those out a bit, just so there's more playable area for you guys to play on, and it's just not as difficult and like cumbersome to play the game. So that's kind of it. I would say it was a quick update, but now it's like 14 minutes, so I think I'll leave it here for this developer update, and yeah, we're just going to keep cracking on, and we'll give you an update soon with a new trailer on Monolith 2. And also we've obviously got Pal's voice now, who's voiced by a man called Nick. I don't know his second name, I need to go and figure that out because I need to put him in the credits, but yeah, he's perfect for Pal, and I can't wait to write some storyline with him, and it's going to be great. We've done 500 words already, and can't wait to start integrating him into the game as like your ominous friend, let's say. I think it's going to be great. So I'll leave it here for now. And yeah, thanks everyone for joining us on the JUNKPUNK journey. And again, if you are enjoying JUNKPUNK, just drop us a review on Steam. It'd be great. Come and join us in Discord and give us some feedback, and come and talk to us. You can speak to us whenever you want on Discord during the working week when we're at work and we're developing the game. You can speak to us all day. So yeah, I'll wrap it up now, and all the best. I'll see you soon.